What's up, Jesse? This will be a fun rip. I'm excited about this one. Super nostalgic. We'll give everybody just a second to come in. My guess is we'll get pretty good eyeballs on this one today. Live. Just so I've said it so y'all can see what we've got. So this is an 80s, almost entirely tops mixer. It was random teams, so we're looking for like gradable rookies coming out of this, hopefully. So we've got two 87 Fleer rack packs. We're looking for bonds mostly in that. We've got two 85 tops rack packs. That's Clemens, Puckett, Gooden, McGuire in that one. We've got four 84 top cellos. Mattingly, Strawberry for the most part in those. We've got two 83 tops rack packs. You can see the back sides of those. Looking for Gwen, Boggs, Sandberg for the most part with those. We've got two 82 tops rack packs. That's Ripken. Mostly Ripken. Trying to remember who all else might be in that. And then 82 81 tops rack packs. So that's Kirk Gibson, Tim Raines, Harold Baines, I believe. I don't know what order to do this in. Let's just go backwards. We'll do the 87 Fleers first. We'll go backwards and so these are funny. These are actually just wax packs inside a rack pack. Is how they did these. So these were all, I said it, but I'll say it again. These were all purchased through Steel City. So reputable. Haven't been searched at all. Not from any like random eBay sellers. And this went pretty well. So if you guys like this, I'll do more of these. These are really fun. I do have a box of 89 Upper Deck low number that we'll do later this week that I'm pretty stoked about. That's obviously Griffey, among others. Oh yeah, still got the like wax marks on the back. I love it. All right, so 87 Fleer. Here we go. Wade Boggs on the Fleer headliner. Cardinals sticker. Blue Jays on the back. Well, let's just go with whoever the sticker is. That's what everybody always wanted. So it'll go to whoever got the sticker. Tim Burke, Tommy John, Garth Org, Bill Russell, Mark Eichhorn, Reggie Williams, Danny Darwin, Randy Neiman, Terry Poole, Dick Schofield, Willie McGee, Benito Santiago, Chris Spire, Mario Soto, Steve Jeltz, Paul Ossenmacher. So that is not the pack you want. And then that happens where we got to figure that out. I don't know. Y'all probably don't care much about those. Brian Downing, Vince Coleman. There's Bo Jackson. That's solid. Manny Trio, Nick Asaski, Bruce Ruffin, Ken Griffey, Odeby McDowell, Oil Can Boyd, Jim Rice, Tony Gwynn, Neil Allen, Otis Nixon, Juan Beniquez, Rick Mailer, Chris Brown, Kent Herbeck. Pretty nice bow. That is considered a rookie for him. There was an 86 Fleer update, but 87 was considered his like first real issue. Back then they did it like that a little bit more. A's sticker. Oh, A's on the back too. A.L. Fireman, Dave Righetti, and Don Ossie. Jeff Sellers, Corey Snyder. I love the like photoshopped ball into that. They like poorly cut it out. I always thought this card was hilarious. Steve Garvey, Rich Dotson, Thad Bosley, Rick Dempsey, Joe Cowley, Scott Garrelts, Keith Atherton, Bob Melvin, now the manager of the Padres, Jim Wynn, Bobby Grich, Keith Moreland, Danny Tartable, Dave Von Olin, Bobby Witt Sr. All right, that was Rack Pack 1. This is going into number 2. Old Paul Ossenmacher on the back again. Dwight Gooden on the Fleer headliner. Insert. Dodgers, Pirates. Tim Burke, Tommy John, Garth Org, Bill Russell, Mark Eichhorn, Reggie Williams, Danny Darwin. I think we had the same pack. Randy Neiman, Terry Poole, Dick Schofield, Willie McGee, Benito Santiago, Chris Spire, Mario Soto, Steve Jeltz, Paul Ossenmacher. That's a bummer. It's like literally the same pack. Hopefully it's not the same rack. Twins and Pirates. Dave Stewart, Mike Aldretti, Jim DeShays, Dave Stewart. Okay. Collation was a little different back then. Jeff Reed, seriously miscut. Ken Howell, Lamar Hoyt, Dennis Rasmussen. A few cards stuck together. Rob Deere, Joel McKeon, Sal Butera, Bruce Ruffin, Ken Griffey, same run here. Odeby McDowell, Oil Can Boyd, Jim Rice, Tony Gwynn. Last pack, trying to hit a Bonds. Red Sox. Jim Presley, Jay Howell, Pete Incaviglia, Juan Berenguer, Dave Smith, Moose Haas, Alan Anderson, Alejandro Pena, Eric Shaw, Don Mattingly, Ernest Riles, Ray Searage, Barry Larkin. Is that a Larkin rookie? I think it is, actually. Greg Matthews, John Grubb, Bo Diaz, and Kelly Gruber. So no luck on Bonds, but a little luck on Larkin and Bo Jackson. We got some of that good 80s collation too. That was 87. All right, let's do the, we'll go backwards. Let's do the 85s. We'll just go one at a time here. Joe Altobelli on the All-Star. These are actually glossy. Joel Skinner, Orlando Mercado, Bruce Bochy, Ed Hodge, Jerry Royce, Richard Dotson, Charlie Moore. There we go. He's off center. But sharp otherwise. It's too bad on the off center. But Dwight Gooden. Steve Farr, Jeff Leonard, Danny Ozark, Jim Fry, Bruce Suter, Darnell Coles, Tony La Russa, Renee Latchman. Manny Trio, Tito Landrum, Bob Boone, and Ray Boone. Steve Sachs, Larry Parrish, Dan Schatzeder, Claudel Washington, Harold Baines, 77 draft pick, Clay Christensen, Benny Ayala, John Denny, Bob Ojeda, Mel Hall, Greg Pryor, Buddy Bell and Gus Bell, Bill Dawley. Tim Flannery, Ron Hodges, Tug McGraw, Ned Yost, Eddie Murray, Tony Fernandez. That was kind of a popular card back then. Roy Howell, Wayne Krenchicki, Tim Laudner, Bill Buckner, Rudy Law, John Wathan, Ed Romero, Milt May, Fran Mullins, Dion James. And here is the other one. We got the two All-Star managers. Paul Owens, Juan Augusto, Pascual Perez, Roy Smalley, Rick Miller, Ron Romantic, Mark Heisman, Daryl Sconiers. Ooh, got excited for a second. Billy Swift. I'm going to have to look and see who he goes to. I honestly don't know. Juan Samuel, Dennis Eckersley, Keith Hernandez, Luis Leal, Al Jones, Larry Gura, Dan Dreesen, Tony Scott. Come on. Clemens Puckett. Donnie Moore, Lou Whitaker, Tom Niedenfuer, Rich Gedman, Steve Yeager, Darryl Strawberry, second year, and a Strawberry draft pick one. Jerry Martin, Bill Lasky, Dick Ruthven, Bob Boone, Leon Durham, Mark Wagner, Jim Acker, Lee Mazzilli, Alfredo Griffin. All right, last chance here. Wally Backman, Dave Righetti, Willie Aikens, George Bell, Britt Burns, Ron Oster, Phil Garner, Jack Clark, Oscar Gamble, Steve Kemp, Tom Foley, George Brett, Rick Cerrone, Kurt Wilkerson, Juan Samuel, Mickey Hatcher. All right, so a good one. All right, 84. These sets were so big, almost 800 cards. So there's the gum. Almost 800 cards, so getting hits was not easy. Okay, the gum is fortunately next to that thing. All right. 84, we have 4 cellos. Al Cowens, Russ Nixon, Greg Luzinski. We'll random that one off. Ryan Carlton Perry. George Brett. Little print mark on him. Rick Roden, Kevin Gross, Bill Verdon. Tigers leaders, Whitaker and Morse. Mike Morgan, Lance Parrish, Dickie Knowles, Rich Ebner, Bob Shirley, Randy Bush, Lou Piniella, Kevin Bass, Jim Gott, Burt Blyleven, Ken Oberkfell, Carney Lansford, Willie Upshaw, Lynn Jones, Darrell Porter, Terry Forster, Lloyd Mosby, Doug Bird, Juan Beniquez. Wah, wah. I'd really like to hit something a little more fun than we have so far. The good one is nice. The problem is it's not really gradable. It's so off-center. Gum. All right. Denny Walling, Whitaker Morris again, Mike Morgan, Lance Parrish, Dickie Knowles, Rich Hebner, same thing, Jim Beatty, Dave Stegman, Rose, Madlock, and Parker. That'll actually go to the Pirates, since they own multiple spots. Tom Hume, Sixto Lezcano, Pete Vukovich, Sid Mongi. That one will random. Boggs and Madlock. Tony Pena, Al Oliver, Shane Raleigh, Bryn Smith, Darrell Evans, Bruce Hurst, George Foster, Randy Moffett, Joel Youngblood, Britt Burns, Chuck Rainey, Harold Baines, Alan Wiggins, and Lee Mazzilli. That pack was brutal. It's never good when Harold Baines is your best card. Heck, even back then it was never good if Harold Baines was your best card. Oh my god, the gum just crumbling everywhere. That might be the best part of this. I refuse to make the kids eat it this time. Steve Carlton highlight. Doug Sisk, Tucker Ashford, Whitey Herzog, Jeff Jones, Tippy Martinez, Bob Jones. That'll stay Yankees. Omar Moreno, Burt Campaneris, Davey Lopes. Mike Vale, Leo Hernandez, Bob Ojeda, Gene Tennis. That one will random. Gossage Fingers Quiz. Joe Necro, John Shelby, Rob Piccolo, Ken Griffey. We're not even getting good second years here. Mike Davis, Bobby Castillo, Pete Rose. That one's okay. Gary Carter right behind him. Dave Bergman, Junior Ortiz, Tim Foley, Rich Dower, Lloyd Mosby, Mickey Hatcher, Mitchell Page. All right. Last one of the 84s. Come on, people. Max Venable, Rick Sweet, a checklet, 2 checklists. Come on now. We were even annoyed by those back then. No one wanted those. Bruce Bochy, Tom Verriser, Frank Pastore, A's leaders, Henderson Conroy, Larry Milbourne, Mike Ramsey, Walt Terrell, Steve Garvey, Hal McRae and Larry Gura, Royals, Bobby Johnson, Dave Collins, Gary Templeton, Tim Conroy, Doug DeCince, Dave Stapleton, Steve Yeager, Oscar Gamble, Warren Cromartie. Those are terrible. Don Sutton, all blurry. Bill Caudle, Steve Bedrosian, Mike Marshall, Brian Giles, Mike Squires. That was rough on the 84s. All right. 83. Oh, I didn't realize these were in a Tom Seaver Super Vet on one of them. These are like double wrapped. Gotta figure out how you get into them. There you go. Oh, and there is gum in here. All right. Let's see. All right, 83. Again, Boggs, Gwynn, Sandberg are the big three. All right. Butch Hobson. These are a little dingy on the corner here. Johnny Walkenfuss, Jerry Turner, Gary Allenson, Mike Jorgensen, Ron Gardenhire, Jimmy Sexton, Brad Mills, Dan Meyer, Tom Brookins, Tim Foley, Steve Trout. Ugh. Come on, Sandberg. Let's do it. Come on, a perfectly centered, beautiful Ryne Sandberg. And all the other guys. All right, Tom Seaver. These are a little dingy on the corners, too. Tom Seaver, Super Vet. Larry Milbourne, Valenzuela and Pedro, Dodgers. Ron Jackson, Kent Tekulve, Bud Anderson, Mike Hargrove, Dave Henderson, Dwayne Murphy, Brian Downing, Rick Leach, Rick Camp. Rough. Is this how bad our packs were when we were kids? It's amazing we kept collecting. But I'm pretty sure they were. Pretty sure this is what they were mostly like. And to be fair, like, we didn't know who the rookies were. Sorry, I took that off camera. It was just to get it off. That's Tim Raines. It's not bad. Tom Filer, Mick Kelleher, Rick Sweet, Frank. Look at that hair. Frank Pastore, Jim Palmer, Super Vet. Bruce Hurst. Look at that stash on Hurst. Tim Raines, Danny Heap, Mark Bruhard, Jim Wolford, Pete Rose, Bert Roberge. Ugh. That one was a little better. At least with the... with the Rose and the Rains. I do not remember these with the gum being in the middle like that. All right, Mike Heath, Buddy Bell and Charlie Huff, Bob Boone, Fergie Jenkins, Super Vet, Bud Black, Dan Quisenberry, All-Star, Ken Griffey, Mike Lacoste, Tom Niedenfuer, Rick Roden, Alex Trevino, Chuck Rainey. something. Britt Burns, Ron Davis, Julio Valdez, Bobby Mercer, Super Vet, Rod Scurry, Lee Mazzilli, George Wright, Andre Robertson, Charlie Moore, Gary Lavelle, Dave Dravecki, that is a rookie. Bob Walk. Dravecki for a while there was pretty good and popular. All right, this is our last chance here with the 83s. Oh my God, it just crumbles. Rennie Martin, David Green, Tito Landrum, Dwight Bernard, Ron Say, Rusty Staub, Super Vet, Scott Thompson, Bill Stein, Biff Pocoroba, Johnny Grubb, Jim Eisenreich, and Larry Sorensen. Yuck. Oh my God, the gum schmutz, the vacuum is going to have to get real serious this afternoon. All right, 82. This is Ripken. Man, getting into these is a... Okay, here we go. 82, John Henry Johnson, Bob Welch, Joe Ferguson, Rod Carew, and Ken Forsch to the Angels. That is the wrong Future Stars. Phillies, Davis, Dernier, Ozzie Virgil. Mark Bruhard. That was actually, this Braves one was a pretty popular card back in the day because both Brett Butler and Steve Bedrosian had pretty nice little careers. Bill Madlock and Carney Lansford. Bill Caudle. Rangers, Al Oliver, George Medic. Giants Future Stars, Bob Brinley, Chili Davis, and Bob Tufts. That one was actually a little popular too with the Chili Davis. Greg Harris, Mike Griffin, Aurelio Lopez, Chuck Rainey. Cubs, Bill Buckner, Randy Martz, Billy Smith, and Gene Garber. Front card's pretty bad. Dick Drago, just looked like it got knocked around a little bit. Jim Rice, that's nice. Mike Squires, Brian Downing, John Mayberry, and Dave Steeb for the Blue Jays. Andy Hassler, Pete Rose All-Star. We're hitting roses. Rick Wise, George Brett All-Star. Mike Scioscia, Joe Pittman, Wayne Nordhagen, Bob Molinaro, Greg Nettles, Ed Miller, Johnny Bench, that's pretty good. Rick Cerrone, Rennie Martin. We'll put the bench top loader. The actual base, not just the All-Star. There we go. All right, Jerry Mumphrey, Dave Steeb, Jose Cruz, Dwayne Kuiper, Terry Crowley, Carlton Fisk, that's pretty solid. George Brett, Charlie Lee, Ross Baumgarten, Danny Goodwin, Bob Forsch, Dave Winfield, All-Star, Eckersley, Ed Farmer, Bobby Bonds, Rod Carew, Steve Swisher, That was a better little run right there. There you go. That one actually opened easier. All right. Mike Hargrove, Randy Jones, Matt Keough, Pete Rose in action, Sam Mejias, Dale Murphy. It's pretty nice. Julio Cruz, Joe Charbonneau, Rod Carew All-Star, Steve Carlton, Mike Schmidt All-Star, Keith Hernandez, got a bunch of stars here, Roy Lee Jackson, Bump Wills, Kevin Hickey, Steve McCaddy, Ron Hassey, Gary Allenson, Terry Harper. The 82s have been better, at least from a star perspective. Ed Ott, Jamie Easterly, Dwayne Murphy, Rick Auerbach, Dave Concepcion, Glenn Adams, Damaso Garcia, George Capuzzello, Paul Molitor, Milt Wilcox, Carlton Fisk in action, Dan Meyer, Reggie Smith, Terry Poole, Dick Davis, Ken Griffey in action, Dave Chalk. All right, last chance. Cesar Geronimo, Warren Brewstar, Paul Moskow, Bob McClure, John Tudor, Shooty Babbitt, that's awesome, Gary Hancock, Tom Herr, Joe Strain, Mike Parrott, Mike Ivy, White Sox future stars, nobody of significance, Dewey Robinson, Mark Little, Fred Martinez, Charlie Leibrandt, Larry Heisel, and Dave Edwards. Bummer, bummer, and bummer. All right, 81s. So I broke it up amongst a bunch of different years. Obviously, if we had just like a ton of 83s or whatever, you'd have a better chance, but I thought it would be more fun with random teams. But we'll see. Ed Ott. Seriously. Pete Lecoq. Larry Heisel. Bruce Bochy. Bhakti, like not Bruce Bochy that we know. Toby Harrah. Jerry White. Junior Kennedy. Frank Pastore. Dave Parker, All-Star. Doug Flynn. Wayne Gross. Dave Concepcion. Alan Trammell. Larry Parrish. Doug DeCince. Bill Buckner. Ken Wrights. Al Oliver. Dusty Baker, Sixto Lezcano, Tim Stoddard, Preston Hanna, Lou Whitaker, Al Holland, Dennis Eckersley. Ooh, that hair. Mike Torres, Butch Hobson, Rich Dotson, Juan Beniquez, Steve Howe, Steve McCaddy, Scott McGregor, Rick Miller, Dickie Thon, Mike Hargrove, Rick Waits. Yeah, the random teams is the only way to do it. It's just if you random and only have 1 year, like if we did this again and did, you know, whatever, 20 1983 rack packs, you're obviously much more likely to hit the rookies, but then only a few teams have value, so it's a little tough to figure out how to do that. Reggie Cleveland, Johnny Walkenfuss, Marvis Foley, that is George Brett, Kevin Saucier, Ed Glenn, Dave Lemanchik. That is Mike Boddicker, Mark Corey, Floyd Rayford. Mike Boddicker had a nice little career. Ed Halicki, Bert Campaneris, Dyer Miller, Bill Robinson. Ooh, that was rough. No future stars there for the Giants. Manny Sarmiento, Ken Kravec, Gordy Pladson, Gaylord Perry. We can also see how the 89 Upper Deck box goes. I have an idea on that one, where it's random teams, but it's by quarter box, so you switch your team every quarter box. Jerry Narron, Barry Foote, Jerry White, Junior Kennedy, Terry Forster, Rick Langford, Pete Rose, Alan Trammell again, Tug McGraw, Bob Welch, Gary Lucas, Al Oliver, Dave McKay, Johnny Oates, Dick Ruthven, Lloyd Mosby, Mario Soto. At least there's no gum in these 81s. Mike Torres, Butch Hobson, Rich Dotson, Juan Beniquez, Steve Howe, Steve McCaddy, Scott McGregor. We've had this run. Rick Miller, Dickie Thon, Mike Hargrove, Rick Waits, Ken Oberkfell, Terry Poole, John Stearns, Ron Hassey, Larry Bradford, Frank White. That is not the run you want to duplicate either. All right, last chance here. I mean, let's be honest. We have not done well on these rookies at all. Alex Trevino, Mike Vale, Mark Belanger, the Rangers team card. Roy Lee Jackson, Dave Roberts, Brian Asselstein, Jeff Cox, Reds team. Tim Flannery, Bud Harrelson, Sam Mejias, Joe Simpson, Tommy Boggs. Angels future stars, nobody. Oakland A's with Billy Martin as the manager, and Dave Rozema. Well, guys, that was not as exciting as I wanted it to be. I'm not going to lie. I only top-loaded that. So, Pete Rose, 81. It's off-center as a ton of those cards were, but otherwise beautiful. Steve Carlton, 82. George Brett, 82. Johnny Bench, 82. That bench is actually really nice. It's like perfect. Maybe just a hair off-center. Dwight Gooden, rookie, out of 85. Off-center. Barry Larkin, rookie out of 87 Fleer, and a Bo Jackson, rookie out of 87 Fleer. And that's about it. There's some decent stars. We pulled those out. These are kind of the star cards. Just for quick, like Al Oliver, Alan Trammell, Gaylord Perry, Boddicker, Brett, Eck, Whitaker, Trammell, Parker. Kind of go guys like that. We won't go through that whole thing. All right. Randoms. Really just these. So let's see. These are 2, 3. Oh, Billy Swift is not a random. I just have to go look and see who he played for. And I'm not going to worry too much about the stickers. That's actually not a random. That's A's either way. Well, we'll do this. Here, we'll just dice roll these. Make it easy. All right, so on the on these, we'll just go left and right. So left is odds, right is evens. All right, that's a 4. So it's going to go to the right side. So Lansford, Boggs, Aussie, A's, Pirates. So that's to the right. And then on the triples, we'll just do one roll. So 1, 2 is the left guy. 3, 4 is the middle guy, and 5, 6 is the right-hand guy, or the bottom guy in this case. It's a 3. So this one will go Steve Carlton, so the middle, and this one will go Raleigh Fingers. All right, guys, that'll do it. Thanks for doing this one. It's fun. It was still a fun rip, even if we didn't hit a whole lot of what we were looking for. All right, we've got what's up there now. Allen & Ginter Chrome is on the site now. There's not a lot left, maybe 10 or so teams if y'all want to jump in. The rest of this week, we've got a 2021 Bowman Draft First Edition box that we'll do random teams on, and then we've got the 89 Upper Deck low series box with the that's like Griffey, Smoltz, Biggio, Sheffield. There's some good stuff in there. So, and I've got an idea on how we'll do that one. That'll be more fun too. Thanks guys for joining in.